Hi everyone, I'm Debbie from Dior Designs, and today I'm part of a Rae of Blue, a YouTube hop, celebrating Diabetes Awareness Month and raising awareness to type 1 diabetes. This was created by Mary from Hawg Wild Designs in honor and memory of her granddaughter Raelyn, a true ray of sunshine. I've created these beautiful butterflies for the image of hope with the ribbon for diabetes awareness. I printed them out on a vellum paper, and I fussy cut one of them out of the paper, and I'm going to apply it today to a beautiful clamshell. Well, the clamshell's not beautiful yet. It will be beautiful when it's finished. I've already primed it with the Wise Owl White Primer, which is what I use to prime everything, including my furniture. But today we're doing the clamshell. Here we add Mod Podge. I'll spread it out so it's covering the area that I'll need to put the butterfly down. So many people are creating with seashells these days, so I thought I would do one for the seashell community and for those of you that are creatives that like to try new things. So I just lay the butterfly down, and because it's vellum paper, I did fussy cut it because the curve of the shell would make it a little bit difficult to get that butterfly to lay flat. So I cut it out, put it on the Mod Podge, and now I am going to seal it with the Mod Podge as well. Now if you print on tissue paper or vellum paper or whatever paper, be careful that you don't, sometimes it will run on you, so you want to make sure if you are doing it on an inkjet, you'll use a hairspray, just a little bit of hairspray, and let it dry. If you are printing it on a laser jet printer, you'll be okay. All right, so now, because I'm doing this in honor of Raelyn, I know little girls love sparkle, so I pulled out my Deco Art Sparkles. I'm just going to put it around the butterfly. I feel like the butterfly has enough sparkle of its own. And I'm tapping it on because sometimes when you are working with glitter glue or glitter paint, this is clear actually. If you wipe it like you're wiping the paint on with a brush, you're going to be moving those sparkles in places that you don't want them. So I like to leave them right on the shell, spread them out, and the best way to spread them out is a little bit of a stippling effect. When you see it up close, you'll love it. It's just so sparkly, like a little girl. And of course, I'm going to take a couple of minutes to dry it. And if you are home doing this and you have time, just let it dry naturally. It's so much better when things dry naturally. They level out, and it looks a lot more natural. I'm making sure I get all the sparkles right where they should be. Now, you can just use a little hair dryer, just like the one I'm using. Of course, it's dedicated only to my paint crafting. And as you can see, I teach children a lot, so the handle and the dryer are pretty well covered in paint, which is fine. It gives it much more character. So you just want to make sure that it is dry as it can be, because we're going to do something really fun with the next step. I'm not sure if you guys have played with UV resin yet, but UV resin is something that brings incredible shine and actually an incredible hardness when you finish the shell. So before I do the UV resin on the entire shell, I'm going to add a little bit of diamond dust. It can never be enough sparkle for the little girls. So I'm just using that part of the shell where the clamshell was connected to the other side. It has a bit of a divot, so I filled it with a little UV resin. I'm adding some diamond dust. Wait till you see it. It sparkles beautifully. Of course, I tap off the little extra. And now in order to set that, I need to put a UV light over it. I always set it for 150 seconds. I'm going to fast forward through this because you don't have to sit here and watch paint dry. Okay? And there it is. So sparkly. I promise I'll give you an up-close look later. All right, now I've decided that I also want to cover the entire shell with a UV resin. I do a lot of shell crafting and I use a lot of UV resin. That little bottle lasts forever, though, I have to tell you. Now, today I'm using a brush to gently go over it. Most times I have a silicone applicator that I use, but I wanted to make sure that I don't move the sparkles too much. You can also use a piece of plastic baggie. You can use a lot of things to apply the resin. This is not epoxy resin, so it's much safer for you. And there you go. And I cover the edges. I'll show you why in a minute. Now, notice I stand my shell up. The reason I'm standing it up is that it has a concave. The shell is, it's got the big concave area. So if I just let it lay on its back, some of the resin would pool up in that concave area. So I stand up my shells so that if there's any UV resin that's going to move around, it will drain off the shell at the bottom. UV resin is so fun to use. I've been using it a lot on my shells, but you can use it on just about anything. But I just want to mention that you want to have your piece sealed before you begin to put the UV resin on. Because if you're putting UV resin on something porous, it's gonna sink right in certain spots and not sink in other spots. So you'll have a very uneven surface, and you'll have to do 2 or 3 coats of the UV resin. So I think it's best if you take the time to seal it properly first, which is what I've done here. Now the next thing, I'll give you a hint of what we're doing next because I'm giving this UV resin a couple more seconds. We are going to take the Let's Resin chrome markers. Now I use these because I have never found anything, any silver paint, any metallic, anything that is as shiny as these markers. Now my markers come in a set of 3. It's chrome, gold, and a copper. So you've pretty much got it covered. You've got all of your metallics pretty much covered. If you wanted it to look a little more platinum, you'd probably mix a little bit of the gold with the silver. But these markers are spectacular, and you can use them if you do any kind of wording. They come in actually 3 different tips, but today I'm going to be just using the regular marker tip. I know you're absolutely going to love it. And I chose the silver chrome because I love it with the blue. I love it with all the silver sparklies that we put on the shell. And here we go. We're getting out the markers. And you're going to love this. So you just go along the edge. You can make that edging as thin and elegant and delicate as you want, or you can make it thicker and more bold. And I do both. It all depends on what it is I'm trying to accent. So today with the butterfly, I think I really want the accent to be on that beautiful butterfly, that butterfly of hope for diabetes awareness. It's just so pretty. I also am going to make the digital download free for all of you watching this in this collaboration. So you'll be able to download your own and print it out and use it on shells, coasters, whatever kind of crafting that you do. Now when you're using them, I like to make sure that I catch the edge of the shell, not just the top that you can see, but the edge, so that when the shell is either laying down on a table or it's in a stand, from any direction you'll see it and it'll be pretty. Now what do you use these shells for? Well, it's a beautiful memento, and it's also something that you can put at your bedside to put your earrings or your rings in, or you can just display it. You can keep it up all year long. I'm just making sure I catch all the edges, and of course I want to catch the area around the diamond dust. Now the diamond dust that I chose today is a bit chunkier than the fine dusting that we also use on crafting. These tend to look like little chunks of diamonds. It's real pretty. And there you have it. It's complete. And I made another one. The other one I made did not have the sparkles in it, but I made a matching set for Raelyn. You can actually see the resin, the shine from the resin. And here they are, finished. Thank you for being with us today.